Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun.
Good afternoon, everyone, especially to our Ped 5 instructor, Dr. Dave Bernardo. Good afternoon.
I am Omar Arif, your first presenter.
Angeline Gaudiano, your second presenter.
At Ilana Jaylin, your third presenter.
Galos Nathaniel D, your fourth presenter.
We are the Group 4. Our topic is all about integrating the new literacy in the new curriculum. So, good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, before we're going to proceed to our proper lesson, we will call everyone please stand for our prayer. Thank you. So, before we're going to proceed, I will impose the classroom rules. The first is no use of phone. Okay, please keep your phone inside your bag. Okay, and second, please quiet, or if you have concern, please just raise your right hand. And also, respect begets respect. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so our topic for today is integrating new literacy in new curriculum. So when you hear or see the integrating, what comes first in your mind? Anyone?
The sir is about technology.
Okay, so very good idea. So integrating means we are imposing or implementing something. So integrating new literacy in your curriculum. For example, diba? We're now living in 21st century where technology are involved or indulged in our learning. So it is called a basic necessity. So integrating the literacy in your curriculum, such as using of technology in teaching, like this one. This is the sample of a new literacy in new curriculum. So next. So now, before we proceed to further explanation or information, let me impose the objective of our lesson. So at the end of this lesson, students should be able to 1. Discuss the concept of integrated curriculum. 2. Distinguish the different curriculum integration approaches, methods, and types. 3. Identify lesson and course disciplines that may be appropriate for curriculum integration. So 4. Draw relevant life lesson and significant values from curriculum integration experience in class. So this is the concept of exploration. So it says here that innovative educators concerned with improving students' achievement seeks ways to create rigorous, relevant, and engaging curriculum as way to realize curriculum integration. So as a future educator, we are concerned about our learners, if the learners are improving or not. So, okay, can anyone read what is concept exploration? Okay, Mr. Francis, please stand to read the next concept exploration.
Concept exploration, innovative educators concerned with improving student achievement seek ways to create rigorous, relevant, and engaging curriculum as a way to realize curriculum integration.
Okay, can you please give me your ideas about what you have read?
From the word innovative, we can say that those are the creative educators. They seek or find ways or strategies wherein they can create out of something in order for them to teach their students in a creative or innovative way. For realizing that we are in the 21st century where technology is rampantly used, so we are using technology in order for them to teach their students in the new curriculum using Ninja or any other types of technology.
Okay, very good. What he said is a concrete example of concept exploration, wherein we're using technology for the students, for them to be able to be engaged. So we have the concept of integrated curriculum. So first, we have focuses on basic skills, content, and higher level thinking skills. So can anyone give their idea? Okay, done. So it says here that focuses on basic skills. So what are the basic skills? Okay, reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Those are the basic skills. Also, they are focusing on the basic skills of the learners. And also here, higher thinking level skills. Though they are improving as a future educator, we want to improve our students on their critical level thinking skills. So next, encourage lifelong learning. So learning is not just stagnant in place wherein you just learning, but it is a lifelong learning. Wherein learning is when you from birth to death or you're going to die, you are able to experience learning. Okay. So next, structures learning around things, big ideas, and meaningful concepts. Anyone? Okay, no. So, it says here that in a concept or we're giving situation in a student's no, the student are able to learn or acquire the knowledge or the information in a way of meaningful. So if it is meaningful or the other hand engaging, the student are able to acquire those knowledge. So next, provides learner opportunity to apply skills they have learned. So anyone explain? Can you please explain? Okay, Miss Patricia, any idea or a small idea or maybe?
For example, in this institution or in this institution, we have this program wherein the students apply their skills. For example, if the students knows how to read, or let's say that the SPB, right? So if the students have or has the skills like writing, so the students can join that program.
Very good. So no, we are providing the student the opportunity for student for their skills. So for example, no, as she said, if that person has the skill or talent of something, so she or he can apply it to the other discipline. So you are providing the learners or the individual an opportunity to showcase their talents or skills. So another, encourage active participation. Participation. So no, in class, we are encouraging the students, right? We're encouraging the student to actively participate in class. No, we're not just spoon feeding the student, but also we are encouraging students to go up with the discussion. So next, captivate, motivate, and challenge learners. So here come when we say student-centered learning, we're not just as I said, spoon feeding the student, but also we encourage or challenge the students or the learners in any form of activity or something. So next, accommodates a variety of learning style. Here, learning style, comes your mind?
Sir, I think strategy.
Okay, very good. So, strategies. The most effective strategies of, maybe one of the most effective strategies that you can apply in teaching is the, okay, very good, the scaffolding. So, here comes when the implication of pedagogical issues. The students might not able to cope up or learn something if your pedagogy is not right. It is right or wrong? Yes. Okay. So next. So now we're going to proceed on approaches to integration. When you hear or see the word approaches, what is it? Okay, ways. Anything?
Where ideas go.
Okay, next. So we have 3 approaches to integration. So 1, a multidisciplinary approach. 2, interdisciplinary approach. 3, transdisciplinary approach. So those are the 3 approaches to integration. The multidisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary approach, and also transdisciplinary approach. So let's proceed to multidisciplinary approach. So multidisciplinary approach. A multidisciplinary approach, okay, I might bombarded you with a lot of information. So can you please read silently and give your ideas about what you have heard? Miss Adali?
Multidisciplinary approach is primarily undergone a structured basic education program, also known as RBET, is the best definition of a multidisciplinary. Core disciplines include AP or Manipulative Values, Education, Market, and Theory, were integrated along with the teachers. Makabayan sa related subjects serve as a laboratory exercise. So, from what I have understand, multidisciplinary approach is integrating the knowledge of or disciplines from various disciplines, and based on that, it's just like we're making it one in a step-by-step process. Based on what we have learned from those disciplines, we incorporate it in our teaching for the learners to be able to better understand.
Okay, very good. So, to give you some example, in science, we teach science, right? We teach science. So, for us to be able to know what is science, so we need to look for the subtopics. What are those subtopics? So we can also include the chemistry, the physics, those subtopics. So for us to be able to know the science, we need to look or to study or to have the background of those subtopics and to fall into only discipline. But we are looking. So here we example here, the Araling Palipunan, Values Education, MAPE, and PLE. So here the given subject is Makabayan. So we have experienced this subject which is Makabayan, or maybe on the other schools is ECAC. So in Makabayan, there are multiple example here, the Makabayan. So also given here is Araling Palipunan, Values Education, MAPE, and PLE. So sa asignatura ng Makabayan, tinuturo rin yung mga aspect na andito, like Araling Palipunan, Values Education, especially the Values Education. Tinuturo ang Values Education sa Makabayan in which it is related to other discipline, but it is as well in Makabayan. So for you to be able to know the Makabayan, or also to be fully understand the Makabayan, you can imply or give another strategy to impose like the balanced education. So, example, you're teaching the makabayan subject. So, you can expose or impose rather or to give a background or to give some information in balanced education. So, it falls into a makabayan subject. So, you're looking for another multiple approaches to integrate in one discipline. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, next. Go. So we have also interdisciplinary approach. So can anyone read and explain? Okay, Ms. Galjano.
So interdisciplinary approach, in this approach to integration, teachers organize and capsulize the curriculum around common learning across disciplines to emphasize interdisciplinary skills and concepts such as skills in Filipino, content in Aralin Panlipunan. Like for example, I am teaching the subject of Aralin Panlipunan or before kasi. In that way, habang natuturo ako ng Aralin Panlipunan, you also gain from me. Like for example, nagiging maalam kayo sa pagsasalita ng wikang Filipino o Tagalog. And also, of course, the content of the Aralin Panlipunan, which is the history or the study of the past events of lives.
Okay, very good. So it also says here that, example, yung content is Aralin Panlipunan. So I am teaching, now assume that I am teaching the Aralin Panlipunan. While I am teaching the Aralin Panlipunan, you can inter or get from the other like a Filipino, you can improve your speaking skills while you are explaining or you're explaining the Aralin Panlipunan subject. So, yes?
Yes.
Okay, now we have 3. The last approach. So, transdisciplinary approach. So now we have last approach, the transdisciplinary approach. Will anyone read? Okay, Mr. Asap, and explain it.
So in the transdisciplinary approach to integration, teachers design a curriculum with student needs and concerns. Students develop life skills like as they apply disciplinary and interdisciplinary skills in real life context. Disciplinary integration is utilized through project-based learning, allows students to make connections with different subjects by solving social problems and answering open-minded questions. So in the transdisciplinary approach, the 3 approaches are being combined, and by that, the teacher integrated these 3 approaches in order for them to provide student needs and answer students' concerns. And by that, by integrating the disciplinary approaches, students apply or gain skills to develop their life and then in a true real life context. And then as they go on, they tend to absorb the approaches and they apply it in a real life context by solving social problems and answering their open-ended questions.
Okay, very good. Exactly. No, the interdisciplinary and the multidisciplinary approach and the interdisciplinary approach are the combination of the transdisciplinary approach, wherein you are applying the multiple disciplinary approach and interdisciplinary approach in one context, which is the transdisciplinary approach, wherein you are developing the life skills as they apply the disciplinary or interdisciplinary in real life situation or in real life context. So as for that, my topic is about to end. So I would like to thank the students for listening for today's discussion. Okay, see you on the next topic.
Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. So, for today's afternoon, we are going to continue our lesson which was all about the
Integrating new literacies in the
Okay, integrating new literacies in the curriculum. So, prior to me was my friend Mr. Ari who discussed you about the first or the concepts of integrated curriculum and also the three approaches. And thus, for my part, I am going to tackle you about the interconnections of the three approaches, such as the comparing and contrast of the three approaches to integration, and lastly, the first two methods of integrated curriculum. So, before anything else, why do you think so, class, that there is an interconnections of the three approaches? Anyone? Yes, Miss Jaylin?
For me, ma'am, it aims to address the productivity and teaching practices.
Alright, it aims to address the productivity of teaching and learning practices of the learners. Okay, and then now, but talking about these three approaches, what are these three approaches? These are multidisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary approach, and the transdisciplinary approach. Way back then, talking about the multidisciplinary approach, this is an approach or methods of integrated curriculum that aims to highlight the different or diverse disciplines in one subject or a theme. And then the interdisciplinary approach, this relies to multiple contents. When we say multiple contents, it involves us many contents. We can have this political, we can also language and many other disciplines and are working together to organize or help the children or learners to develop their knowledge, their problem solving, and their passion for learning. So we as a teacher, as a future educator, we are here to teach or to encourage and not to discourage our learners. We are here, we do not tell them that to quit whenever they feel like quitting up or whenever they feel giving up. So, and then lastly, the transdisciplinary approach, which it dissolves the boundaries between the conventional discipline and organized teaching by integrating this new standard base of learning in the construction and learning of putting these real world problems and real world experiences. By the way, what is this conventional boundaries, class?
Sa akin po, ma'am, ang conventional boundaries po ay yung pagdidisiplina na
Okay. Okay, thank you, Nathaniel. So, yes, tama po. Ang traditional way or the conventional discipline, ito po yung traditional way ng teachers in which nagdidiscipline po sila ng mga learners nila para sa hindi kaaya-ayang behaviors. And then, for example, yung pagtatapalo ng students, pagtapo ng chalk or like that. But nowadays, because of this integrated curriculum, we are now dissolving that kind of conventional discipline, and instead, we are now encouraging the diversity of learners. Okay, class, now that you are familiar with these three approaches, the big question is, why do you think that there is an interconnections of the three approaches? Very good, class. And now that you're familiar with these three approaches, the big question is, why do you think so that there is what is the importance of these three approaches to?
It's important because it offers excellent fit for standard through a backwards design process as teachers integrate standards-based planning with effective teaching and learning practices.
Thank you, Miss. So when we say an backward design process, these are the planning of activities in your delivery planning, which as teachers follows the standard-based planning. Like for example, you are applying now the differentiated instructions. Are you familiar with that? Yes, diba? Okay. It is when you are for example, you can put this such activities, fun activities, engaging activities in accordance with the needs of your learners to engage them in a meaningful lessons.
Okay, so now, moving forward, we are going to discuss now about comparing and contrasting the three approaches to integration. For the aspect of organizing center, we have here the standards under multidisciplinary approach, the standards of the disciplines organized around the theme. The theme here, this is the same topic to enhance the teaching of the different subject, to enhance, to improve. Next, interdisciplinary skills and concepts embedded in disciplinary standards. Embedded, it involves the considerations of two or more academic skills on developing into on discipline in one activity with real-life context where the learner can carry out an activity and solve their problem on their own way in which they can able to reflect themselves. Next, transdisciplinary approach with real-life context and student questions. Next aspect, conceptualizations of knowledge. So here we have the knowledge best learned through the structure of disciplines with the right answers and one truth. These are structures of discipline. These are the building blocks for organization of curriculum in which will able for the students to engage in any activity. Next, disciplinary connected by common concepts and skills. Knowledge considered to be socially constructed. Like for example, we interact with an introvert person. We can come up with an idea that that person has a different perspectives when it comes to socially interaction. And next, transdisciplinary approach, all knowledge interconnected and interdependent. So, knowledge can be developed from the basic to higher thinking. In knowledge considered to be also indeterminate and ambiguous. So, this talks about that the knowledge has a different definitions and different interpretations based on the three approaches, which are multidisciplinary approach, interdisciplinary approach, and transdisciplinary approach. Next, under on the aspects of role of the disciplines. Procedures of discipline considered most important. Distinct skills and concepts of discipline are taught. Interdisciplinary skills and concepts stress. These disciplines identified if desired but real life context emphasized. And here, the role of the teacher. So, first multidisciplinary, we have facilitator and as a specialist. So, facilitator, when the teacher will support and allow their students to discuss on their own, and the teacher will just guide them on what to do. For specialist, it serves as the teachers and educator, encouraging that the students can access the curriculum and get the best education that they deserve. Next, specialist and generalist for interdisciplinary. The role of the teacher serves as a co-planner, and the co-planner is the one who finds ways to remove the boundaries to effective teaching and practices. Co-learner educator must understand the way students understand. So, it's like give and take learning process. The teacher the teacher will learn from the students, and the students will also learn from the teacher. Next, starting place, disciplinary standards and procedure. It is when the implementation of disciplines of the way how teacher address the proper curriculum. If how the teacher the way utilize the said curriculum. Interdisciplinary bridge, know, do, be, and know /do/be under interdisciplinary approach. We have here, so now the curriculum would give emphasis on what the student should know based on the content and what the student should do. And most of all, what the students want to be in the near future. If they wanted to be a doctor ba under the field of medicine, or in teaching profession ba, or engineer, or seafarer, or in aviation. Next, questions and concerns under transdisciplinary approach. The students' questions and concerns is the goal of this is to analyze what each disciplines has to offer for them to go and what curriculum would be suit the interest of learner for them to succeed in the real world context. So here we have I think we have this in K to 12, grade 11 and 12, which the students will have to choose their own field or track or strands for them to help to be prepared for the next year level, which is college level. Next, the degree of integration for multidisciplinary is moderate. So it focuses mainly on teachers' organized standard for disciplines around them. And it offers teachers to simplify more the lessons to make sure that every students have understand it. So make the lessons way more easier and more grasping. So next, medium and intense. There is an organizations of curriculum around common learning across the discipline. So it relates the disciplines to their parts. Next, the paradigm shifts. So paradigm shift happens when the students concern to each student's problems, and through problem solving they can use a discipline that will help them find the solution, allowing this integrated curriculum to find the solutions to the problems of the learners. Next, for learning to know, multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and interdisciplinary has the same concept, which is the concepts and essential understanding across the disciplines. So, understanding across the disciplines, understanding these three approaches into the curriculum. Learning to do, and disciplinary skills as the focal point, interdisciplinary skills also included. Learning to be, democratic values, character education, habits of mind, life skills, like for example, teamwork, mga life skills like good communication, self-responsibility, accountability, that are the life skills of the learners can improve. For planning process, next, under instructions, we have constructivist approach, inquiry, experiential learning, personal relevance, student choice, and differentiated instructions. So here in experiential learning, here is when the students actually experience on what they actually experiencing the lesson or the topic. And differentiated instructions, this aligns with the under pedagogical teachings, which teachers should find ways or the teaching strategies based on the needs of the learners. And the last one is the assessment, balance of traditional and authentic assessment, culminating activity that integrates disciplines taught. So as we observed, diba, last year we have this path fit culminating, in which we are now applying all the learning or what we have gained from classroom into the real world context, which is, for example, we did exercises in our path fit, and now we are going to perform that in outside world, which is not the culminating. That would be all for the comparing and contrasting the three approaches to integration.
Okay, so now we are now moving forward to the methods of integration. So it allows our children or the learners to think in a holistic way without the restriction imposed by subject boundary. So in this particular methods of integration, like for example, the learners or the children learn from out, hindi lang sila nag-learn inside the classroom, but also they are learning also, dinadala din natin sila to experience the real world problems, like for example, they are doing research, community service. That is an example of a methods in curriculum. So the first method of curriculum integration is the project-based learning. It engages students in creating knowledge while enhancing their skills in critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication, reasoning, synthesis, and resilience. Example, learners are producing craft. Like for example, have you experienced before during your senior high school, like you are doing such a research?
Yeah.
Yes, all right. In that way, you are now solving real world problems, di ba? You are aiming now to, di ba, research, like for example, ang aim ng research is to solve a certain problem. And also, it also includes like the, producing handicraft, like for example, magawa ba kayo ng mga trash cans, like ng mga trapo, in which aim ito na maka-help ng real world problems. Next is the service learning. It refers to learning actively, involves students in a wide range of experiences that which often benefits others and community while also advance giving curriculum. Okay, and that's all for my part, class. And now I will allow Miss Jaylin Atilano to take the floor. Thank you.
Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So now we will continue the methods of curriculum integration. So, can you read, Mr. Arif, the number 3?
Thank you, ma'am. Number 3, learning-centered parallel discipline. A popular way to integrate the curriculum is to address a topic or theme through the lenses of several subject areas. According to the study by the Carnegie Mellon University, CMU, Learning Center is classroom can affect the ability to focus and study among young children. In fact, learning centers allow children to role play in order to understand and make sense of the real world and their personal experience.
Okay, thank you. So, one effective approach to integrating the curriculum is through learning centers that incorporate parallel disciplines. So, by immersing students in a topic or theme from various subject perspective, educators can deepen their understanding and engagement with the material. So, this method allows for a holistic exploration that goes beyond the confines of single subjects, fostering interdisciplinary connections and critical thinking skills. So, by incorporating parallel disciplines into learning centers, educators can create a dynamic and engaging curriculum that promotes deep learning and foster a well-rounded education. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So the next one is, so the number 4 methods of curriculum integration is theme-based.
Some teachers go beyond sequencing content and plan collaboratively, and they do it in a more intensive way of working with a theme dubbed as theme-based. Often, 3 or more subject areas are involved in the study, and the unit ends with an integrated culminating activity. A theme-based unit involving the whole school may be independent of the regular school schedule. Using theme-based learning, students can exhibit excellent on-task behavior and work collaboratively.
Okay, thank you, Ms.
This
Ann. Approach not only enriches students' learning experience but also encourage them to see the interconnectedness of different subject areas, preparing them for the complexities of the real world. So here there's a collaboration with the other students. Do you understand?
Yes.
So the last methods of curriculum integration is fusion. So fusion, in this method, teachers fuse skills, knowledge, or even attitudes into the regular school curriculum. Fusion can involve basic skills. Educators can also fuse technology across the curriculum with computer skills integrated within every subject area. So, okay, when you hear the word fusion, what is your idea, Mr. Ari?
Okay, Miss Ann. It's combination, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, fusion meaning unify, combine, or put together. Okay. Teachers nowadays, they use technology for teaching, right?
Yeah.
So, they not So nowadays, teachers use technology to for teaching. They use projector for easier and faster to present their lessons.
Yes.
Okay. So they will transfer their ideas or knowledge or skills to the students in regards of computer skills. Class. So our next is other types of integrated curriculum. So the first one is, by the way, there are 4 types of integrated curriculum. The first is connected, sequence, shared, and web. Okay, the first one is connected. So Mr. Arif, can you read?
So connected. This happens when the topics surrounding disciplines are connected, which allows students to review and reconceptualize ideas within disciplines.
So teachers must to if the teachers give a lesson, it should be connected. For example, this day they will teach you what is noun, and the next day the teacher should teach you what is pronoun, because pronoun are the substitute of noun, which allow the students to recall or to review the lessons and to avoid confusion. Okay, the next one is sequence. Miss Anne?
Sequence. This is observed when similar ideas are taught together, although in different subjects, which facilitates learning across content areas.
So, actually, same lang siya sa connected. The lesson should be in order to avoid confusion. Parang hindi maguluhan ang mga bata sa lesson na ibinibigay ng teacher. So, the third one is shared. This is when teachers use their planning to create an integrated unit between 2 disciplines. Although, in some ways, this method of integration requires a lot of communication and collaboration between 2 teachers. So, here, since the teacher is the transmitter of information, so here they collaborate or communicate with other teachers, which they exchange ideas and information in regards of the lessons or topics. So the last one, types of integrated curriculum is WET. So this reflects when a teacher plans to base the subject areas around a central theme that will tend students to see the connection within different subjects. Do you have any idea?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Arif.
So for me, ma'am, I will give you an example. For example, me as a student, for me to be able to learn, like for example, I will memorize certain poem. So for me to be able to memorize, I will look for different strategies. For example, audio. I will listen to that certain poem for me to be able to memorize it. Or it's either I look for like I will look for another strategies that could help me to memorize that poem.
Okay, very good. So, as a future educator or educator, we will give differentiated instructional materials for our students to meet their special needs. Okay, thank you class for your cooperation. I'm done with my topic. So, Mr. Nathaniel Guelos will be our next presenter. He will discuss about benefits of integrated curriculum model.
Thank you, ma'am.
So good day everyone. I am Nathaniel Villalaguelos. So today I'm going to introduce you the doing curriculum integration in the classroom. So Chabra 2017 posited that integrating curriculum in the classroom includes combining different subject areas and then teaching them in relation to singular theme or an idea. So Innovative teachers and school prefer integrating the curriculum in their classrooms as it improves student achievement and leads to the increase in student standardized scores. So, placing student achievement on top priority, an integrated curriculum utilize the mentioned 3 different approaches of integration. Here, describe involves blending different subject into unified team, so which increase student engagement and improves academic performance. So by integrating various disciplines. So next, teachers create a more connected, meaningful learning. So for the experience of the student. So here we're going to tackle the next here in number 1. Can anyone give their insight for number 1?
So it focuses on basic skills, content, and higher level thinking. Here are the basic skills like such as the reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So like for example, and from that basic skills, they are now, as times goes by, our higher grade level comes, they are now going upwards to higher level thinking, which involves, like for example, the speaking, the ability or the basic skill of speaking. Like they are now proceeding to the speaking, like for example, the debate, they can now debate, the public speaking.
So the next one is, can someone read? Ma'am Jaylee.
Okay, it provides a deeper understanding of content. So it helps us to broaden our ideas and information or knowledge in regards of the topic or content.
So thank you for that, ma'am. Next one. So number 3, it encourage active participant in relevant real-life experience. So here, it encourage student to participate in relevant or real-life experience such as in daily life basis. So next, number 4, can someone read? Ma'am.
Okay, number 4, it provides connections among various curricular disciplines.
So here provides connection among various curricular disciplines. It takes access to our different disciplines such as like example in mathematics, English, and science. So the next one is the new literacy integration in the K-12 curriculum. The new literacy can be integrated into K-12 curriculum across subject areas as presented in the table below. However, the integration of new literacy is not limited to the identified disciplines. The given learning area can integrate as many new literacies as possible depending on the lesson, the nature of the subject and the objectives or intended outcomes. New literacy integration can take place in as many disciplines as possible. So, class, what is your takeaways about the new literacy integration in the K-12 curriculum? Can anyone? Mr. Omar?
So it says there that the new literacy can integrate it into K-12 curriculum. We have now. So across subject areas as presented in the table below. So however, the integration of new literacy is not limited to identified discipline. It means that the integration of the new literacy is not limited only in a specific discipline. It can be has a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and also a transdisciplinary. The given learning and area integrated as many new literacies as possible depending on the lesson. It is also depending on the lesson that we are going to give, and such as students are able to cope up in that certain lesson. So the nature of the subject and the objectives or intended outcome. So Also, we are taking the fact that when we are we are doing the giving them a lesson, we are aiming for our objective of that certain situation.
So in addition, curriculum integration bring us together different subjects and learning experience to create a unified approach to education. It allows students to connect knowledge from various areas, making learning more meaningful and relevant to real-world situation. So, the integration of new literacies into the K-12 curriculum. Multicultural and global literacy. Under subject area, Araling Panlipunan or social studies. Under outcome, demonstrate respect for cultural diversity. Under strategy, role-playing and brainstorming are used to immerse students into scenarios where they learn about and respect different cultures. Under assessment, rubric assessment and brainstorming reports can be used to gauge how well students understand cultural diversity. I will give you an example. For example, students might role play as representatives from different countries, learning and discussing their cultural practices. They could brainstorm how to celebrate diversity in their school community. The next one is social literacy. Under subject area, edukasyon sa pagpapakatao or values education. Under outcome, apply ethical and moral standards to issues and cases. So under strategy, case analysis and dilemma analysis involve students examining real-life scenarios to apply moral and ethical reasoning. So under assessment, case reports and narratives can show students' ability to analyze and articulate their ethical representatives. For example, in social literacy is student might analyze a case involving honesty in academic work and debate the best course of action. So number 3, media literacy. Under subject area, English Filipino. Under outcome, use media for communication, dissemination, and transactions. Under strategy, media-assisted instruction where students use digital platforms to communicate and disseminate information. Under assessment, e-portfolios and Google Clip presentations can be used to compile student media projects. So, for example, in media literacy, students could create a vlog or video channel on environmental awareness or social issues, showing how media can spread information. That's right, guys. So number 4, financial literacy. So under subject area, TLE, technology and livelihood education and mathematics. So under outcome, solve problems in business and investment contexts. Under strategy, problem solving exercises and drills. Under assessment, scores in problem solving exercises demonstrate student understanding of financial principle. So in outcome 2, applies techniques in budgeting and income generating enterprises. Strategy, business simulation and immersion allows students to practice creating budgets and business plans. Assessment, under assessment, business plan and inventory report. Example for financial literacy, students might might develop a business plan for a small school enterprise, tracking budget, sales, and expenses. So number 5, digital cyber literacy. Subject area, computer education. Under outcome, examine computer viruses and their impact on system and networks. Under strategy, hands-on activities and project-based learning help students understand how to protect computer networks. So under assessment, capstone projects and hands-on efforts assessing student proficiency in cybersecurity. For example, here in digital cyber literacy, student might research different types of malware and present how they can protect system from them. So number 6, eco-literacy. Under subject area, science. Under outcome, suggest ways to protect nature and address climate change. So under strategy, project-based and task-based learning. So under assessment, project portfolios and learning reflections. So for example, in eco-literacy, students could create a campaign to reduce plastic use in their community or develop a mini greenhouse project. So number 7, arts and creative literacy. Under subject area is art. Under outcome, create artworks using indigenous materials. So under strategy, manipulative works and art studio methods encourage hands-on creativity. Under assessment, student can be assessed on their project designs and craftsmanship. For example, here is student might create a series of eco-friendly sculptures or crafts using materials like bamboo or recycled paper, incorporating local artistic traditions. That's all for the integration of new literacy to the K-12 curriculum. Thank you for listening, guys, to our lesson. To end up my discussion, I would like to call on Arif Omar or Mr. Arif Omar to introduce us the synthesis and learning reflection.
So, thank you, Mr. Ma'am Angeline, Ma'am Atilano, and Sir Nathaniel for discussing all of those. So now we're going to talk about the synthesis and learning reflection, or the G's of our topic. So in integrating new literacies in the new curriculum. So curriculum integration is unification of all subject and experiences. It means that we have discussed all the approaches that it could be possible for integration, for integrating the new literacy in your curriculum. We have multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary. So in multidisciplinary approach, focus primarily on a discipline organized around a theme. So for all of those are example of approaches wherein you can use that way for you to teach the student in multiple strategies.
We are done with our presentation.
This is the group for saying,
Do not allow the technology to control you. Instead,
you should the one who control the
technology.